And I just said, I'm really sorry for all the hatred that I've felt towards you and the resentment for you not being the dad I expected you to be. And he broke down and I broke down. And by this point, my whole body was literally shaking, like I was convulsing. I've got epilepsy, I've not had it for years, but I thought like I were having an epileptic fit, like from my feet, my legs, my body, my stomach, my head, everything was just shaking. And he just went, you don't have to be sorry, I'm sorry. And also, you know, losing friends to drink and drugs over years, the relationship with my dad to drink, ex-boyfriends to drug addiction. Although I wouldn't call myself an alcoholic or a drug addict, I have been. I've never called myself an addict, but I know now that I went through a period of life where it was every weekend. So I binge drinked, I drunk to numb shit, I drunk to block stuff out. And I'm pleased to say that I can say no to things now. No, do you not drink now then at all?
No. Well, I had a drink on my wedding day.
Yeah.
And my stag do, and that's about it.
Yeah.
I thought about maybe Christmas Day, like my grandma used to always have a Baileys or just one drink.
Yeah.
But then I also don't want to give in to people.
Yeah.
Because like, oh, you will drink again, and then I have that stubbornness. So like,
I'll fucking show you.
Yeah, I'll show you.
Yeah.
So, welcome back to another episode of Disciples of Truth. This week we have Angela Booth from the Crystal Booth on.
Hello.
She's here to share her journey and insights, and maybe you can take something from this to help you on your own journey. So thank you for coming on, Angela.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah.
I'm very pleased to be here.
So I'm going to take it from the beginning, really. Where did you get into being a practitioner? Or what got you first interested in it all?
Yeah, sure. So, obviously, as some people may or may not already know, I lost my mum 14 years ago, and it was a couple of years where I was numbing the pain and the anger with drink and drugs. She basically lost a battle with cancer. It was unexpected and unbeknown to her, so she died within 6 months of a diagnosis. She was only 52, and I just lost my shit, basically. Sorry, I swear as well.
No, you're fine. You're fine. No.
Beeping me out all the time. I would say that was the catalyst, my grief and my anger and my pain of that sudden loss of losing my mum, which I then spiralled into quite a toxic narcissistic relationship where I thought it was pure love. And finally coming out the other end was when my auntie offered to pay for a Reiki treatment. Oh. And I just thought, what the hell is she talking about? Like, it sounds like a load of shit.
Yeah.
You know, just with my bottle of rum, and you know, I say this all the time because it literally was where I was at, you know. I went for this Reiki treatment, and it just blew my mind. It really. I'd never heard of it before, never experienced anything like it. I've always believed like you didn't just die when you die, but I've never lost anybody close to me before. Yeah. So it didn't really, you know, you lose your grandparents, don't you, because they're old, or...
Yeah, you kind of accept into it, aren't you?
Yeah, this is it. And when my mum died, obviously we were all, my sister, my son and myself were all really, 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 really close to her. And it was just literally like my world had ended. Not that I didn't want to live, but I just would destroying myself and numbing it and blocking it out. I couldn't accept it. I couldn't accept that a doctor had let her down. A doctor had let my mum die. You know, he'd not done his job right. She got fobbed off for a couple of years. Before her colon ruptured, and then that's when they discovered the cancer the size of a grapefruit. Wow. So in my head, I were like, all doctors are shit. They don't know what they're doing. It just blew all my trust in anything that I've ever known.
Yeah. It's understandable though, at that time, isn't it?
Yeah, so, and at that time, I was, I was on medication for this, that, and the other. I had asthma, I had painkillers, I'd get like infections, throat infections, just all sorts of stuff. And I'd have a cabinet full of medication.
Yeah.
But yeah, so when that happened, I went for the Reiki. Absolutely blew my mind. The woman I went to was amazing. It was I don't know if it's there anymore. It was called the Happiness Centre in Ilkley.
All right, cool.
And a lady called Kim Fernley. I'll give her a shout out because she literally changed my life. And I started then just getting really into it. So when I was laid on the bed, I just felt a real sense of calm.
Yeah.
And I heard my mum's voice. I like smelt a perfume. It was really emotional. And this woman had said, because obviously she was psychic or whatever you want to call him, and she was giving me a message from my mum, and it just made me think, what the hell is this? I need to learn more.
Yeah.
And it literally went from there. I started going to meditation. I was still kind of partying as well. I were like, because that's where I've come from. I've partied since I was young and living for the weekend, as you do.
Ingrained in you.
Yeah, absolutely. Standard Thursday to Sunday, just on it all weekend. And when I didn't have my son, he was with his dad every other weekend.
Yeah.
So I got to live my life and just party, and that's what I love to do, getting on the dance floor, getting off my head and just forgetting about life,
Yeah.
But then when I started reading about Reiki and energies and chakras and dying and what happens when you die, and it just opened me up massively.
Yeah.
I then thought, right, this is what I want to do. I want to do Reiki healing. So I did my level 1. Then I went to India. I went on a trip to India.
Oh, cool.
And again, that was really eye-opening. And again, I felt very connected to India for some reason. Ibiza were more like my place up until that point. But India, I don't know what it was. I suppose when I did the attunement for Reiki, I was feeling a lot more. My senses were growing a lot more. And I just felt this really strange connection to India.
Yeah.
Then I decided I wanted to be a practitioner, so I did my level 2.
Yeah.
And this was over like a few years.
Did you go to do your level 2 over in India?
No, I did it when I come back.
All right, cool.
Yeah, I did it when I come back, and I don't know, I've already done it by then. No, I did my level 1, then it was maybe a year or something, then I did my level 2, and then it was maybe, 3 or 4 years, and I did my level 3, my masters.
Oh, cool.
In the meantime, I worked corporate, office work, I just thought that's what I would meant to do. I've been doing that for years. And I was kind of doing Reiki healings for my friends on side. And then, I didn't really do anything with my masters. I didn't feel very worthy of the masters. So the 3 qualifications probably took maybe 6 or 7 years to do.
Right, yeah.
But I just knew that I wanted to tell people about Reiki because of how it had made me feel.
Yeah.
I know like a lot of people go through loss and grief, and I wanted to tell them about this. Oh my God, you need to try this. And, give
them like that new lease of life, what you'd found.
Absolutely. And I didn't, because all my friends thought I'd lost the plot. I'd sort of got a massive interest in crystals. I was talking about Reiki. I also went down massive rabbit holes with New World Order and all that shit.
I think we've all been a part of
tinfoil hat and all that, But at that point, I was just very focused on, I'd lost my mum, so I had a new not a new lease for life, but a new look on life, should I say?
Yeah.
And
It's a massive shift, isn't it?
oh God, yeah. And also because I'd felt like my mum had been let down, you know, I was very against NHS, against the doctors, like
Yeah.
not believing them. Like, why are we taking all these medications? And I just started just learning a little bit more about stuff.
Yeah. I did same thing, and it like blaming the nurses and all that, and I always take it back to when me and my missus went to Home Bargains and we went to go get some paracetamol, and then you wanted some Calpol and you couldn't let him have both same, and so he's like, that's bang out of order, and I went, and then someone else, this other couple they stood behind started kicking off with a guy who worked on till, and I'm like, it's not their fault.
Yeah.
They're just doing the job.
Yeah.
And once you realise it's the system,
Yeah.
it's not the people that's working in it.
Yeah, it's really frustrating because it's the people that you're dealing with, not the system on a
Yeah.
day-to-day basis, isn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, I was really, really angry. Like, I just ended up, I don't even know where it came from. Just one day I thought, I'm getting rid of all this. I don't even need it. And it were like inhalers, codeine, cocodamol, you know, tablets for thrush, throat infection. Just, I had all sorts in my cupboard. And I just thought, I'm getting rid of it all. Don't need it. I mean, this was over a period of years. I decided I didn't want to eat meat anymore. I had what my mum had before she died. She had a severe case of diverticulitis,
Right, what's that
which is, so it's a bowel condition.
then? Yeah.
And it's basically like little polyps that are the size of your fingernail, let's say, and they come off your bowel.
Right.
You colon, and these little polyps can get infected, and then that's when they get worse. And that's, my mum's had been left so long that hers had actually ruptured.
So it's like a leaky gut in that
Yeah.
sense, yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, she got told she had IBS for 2 years, and she never got referred once.
They're not equipped to know half the stuff, and it's not their fault. They've been given a script to follow,
Yeah.
and it just don't.
Yeah.
It don't.
The thing is with my case was, what is it? What difference does it make to him whether he sends a referral or not? He doesn't have to do referral. So why didn't he refer in those 2 years?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But again, I held this very anger, and I was really, really mad about it for years. And that's when I started making changes in my life. So with the gut thing, the bowel thing, I've always had problems with certain foods.
Yeah.
And I just took it as, oh, well, when I have spaghetti bolognese, I just need to go straight to the toilet.
Yeah.
And it was just like normal, you
Yeah.
know. And it was only, you know, discovering mum having that. Then I ended up having problems, went to the doctors, they fobbed me off. And then this was while mum was alive. They were like, no, you're not celiac. No, you're not this. No, you're not that. I'm like, I'm telling you, like, there's something that doesn't agree with me. You know, you sound stupid when you're trying to just say, look, I know my own body.
Yeah.
And this is what I always say to my clients now. Like, you know, when people come and they're on medication or they've got something wrong with them, I always just say, please trust your gut. You know, if one doctor tells you one thing, go to another doctor.
I think what's really important is as well, if you haven't got the money to pay for the test, for the gut microbiome test, is start to be aware of what you're putting in and how your body's reacting in the next 12 hours.
Absolutely.
Like, and once I've started to notice, I know what they are. I haven't totally given up the
No.
cheeses, and I notice if I eat pasta, I sleep and I struggle to get out of bed the next day.
Right,
It just
wow.
makes me, because
Yeah.
it's too heavy on the
Yeah,
load.
yeah. And not everybody's like that,
No,
and that's
no.
brilliant. If you can eat bread and pasta, fab.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, good for you.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
but I know I can't.
Yeah,
Bread
yeah.
is a big one for me.
It is for me.
Gluten. I stopped eating gluten. Red meat. Gave
Yeah.
up red meat ages ago. I don't eat anything from a cow.
Yeah.
Dairy. Who doesn't love cheese, you know? But I'll be very limited on what I eat, just because I know I don't want to get poorly, I don't want to die, and I don't want to end up with a bag.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be sick.
Yes.
Like, you know, so and I've become much more like that now, only because I know how, you know, I'm the oldest I've ever been. I'm 46. I'm 47 next year.
Fucking well.
And I know that my body is probably the best it's ever been because I'm not eating the shit and,
Yeah.
you know, taking the stuff that I would have done before.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
And it's through experience as
Yeah.
well, and it's through going through these times of, like, I revisit foods, like, mainly done vegan for the
Yeah.
last few years, and I found I was beating myself up for eating meat, but I
Yeah.
live in a household where everyone does.
Yeah.
Like I can't stop my kids from wanting to
Yeah.
eat it. My missus does, and when we go certain places, I have it now and then. But you've got to look at the growth within that. I'm eating it twice a day.
Yeah, yeah.
I've peeled it back. It might be
Yeah.
once every 2 weeks.
Yeah, and as long as if you're feeling good off it still and you
Yeah.
still enjoy it, then bloody have it, you
Yeah,
know.
that's it.
Whereas I would having it and I would just straight on toilet. I were like feel my stomach. I were in pain. It was just like, why am I bothering?
Yeah.
And there is so much more out there now. I know it's very expensive. A loaf of bread costs me nearly £4 now
It's mental, isn't it?
because it's gluten free, and but I will pay that now because
Yeah.
if I want bread, I'm going to have the good stuff.
This is the big thing as well when people are saying food's expensive. I'm like, if we're eating how we should be eating, it's not that bad because I think I used to be overconsumption all the time.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
eat for the sake of it, for
Yeah.
taste. And a lot of us are eating for taste. It's not for
Yeah.
what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be eating to nourish your body.
Yeah, exactly.
And we overlook that so much, don't we?
Exactly that. And I think for me also, like I'm trying to, I don't push my views on people anymore. I used to be like, you should be doing this and you should be doing that and you should be doing this, and now it's like I just try and plant the seed. I fasted for the first time this year.
Oh, well done.
I know.
You went on that retreat, didn't
Yeah, that was phenomenal. Like I've always told myself, I need food, me. I can't not eat, and I've probably lasted maybe 12 hours fasting. And then we did a retreat in Wales.
Beautiful.
Oh, it was absolutely stunning. A really good friend of mine, Jules, has got this beautiful land down there in the forest, and it's totally off grid. We all went down there for 4 days, and we planned to do a group fasting. And I thought, right, this is it. This is perfect.
Yeah.
Like you've got other people supporting you and holding you accountable, and you don't have to go to work and look at fridge every 2 minutes. It was a lot easier. Yeah, I've not done a fast since.
So, have you not?
No.
But it's not for everyone.
No,
It's good for, like, I do it once a week and sometimes I'll prolong it. And
Okay.
I don't ever know when I'm going to do it.
Yeah,
it's just
yeah,
like
you just
that
gotta
little
decide.
drop in, it'll be like, oh, do it now.
Yeah,
I know that I need a cleanse soon. But
yeah.
like you say, it's good to be in an environment of people going to tell you what you can expect.
Yeah.
Because one of my friends was getting involved in it. He went, I'm gonna go do a 3 day, and it says just expect you might get headaches like 24 hours in. And your belly's gonna start rumbling. I'm like, that's it cleaning out.
Yeah.
And he's like, I told him all these things. He went, oh yeah, they did happen as you say. And I says, but it is different for other people.
Yeah.
Other people don't get headaches at
Yeah,
all.
yeah. Some people
It's just
find
a
it really easy,
process.
don't they?
I mean, like once I go past a 3 day, it becomes really easy.
Yeah,
it's
I'd love to do that.
It's because I think everything's just switched off.
Yeah.
It's not bothered.
Yeah. And that that fasting that we did in Wales, like I say, I was out of my day-to-day environment, but on day 2 I was like, is this normal? Like I've got so much energy, like I really don't need, I'm not hungry. I were like, and then we did a ceremony at the end of it,
cool.
mushroom ceremony, which was phenomenal, awful but phenomenal as well at the same time.
I get you.
If you get what I mean. But it was for me, because we wake up, food, we have dinner, it's like constant what we're having for tea, and for me now, it's like if I've got no in cupboard, I go, oh well, I'll just fast. And I'll fast then for night until next day.
Yeah.
And I'm fully aware of the majority of things that we're eating are sprayed with whatever, or soaked in whatever, or filled with chemicals or whatever. And I just think if I can control what I'm putting in my body, then that's the control. I can't control what they're spraying in skies.
No.
I can't control, a lot of things, but discovering the fasting and how it made me feel, I'm like, I can't wait to fast again.
Yeah, it's beautiful what you said there as well. We can't control everything, and I think we like to sometimes, especially when we feel like we've got no control over our lives. We try to gravitate to what we can, and like we can control what goes in and out of his mouth. And that's as easy as that. And
exactly. And it's like I've said to my friends, like, when I told him, I was like, you need to just try it, just to realise that you can actually do it. Oh no, I love food too much. Oh, I couldn't do it. And I was like, I said that. I said those words. Like, I couldn't go a day without food, because you think, I need food. But you don't, you really don't. Your body just does not need it at all.
No, it don't.
It's mad.
We once I did a gym session after I'd done a 5-day fast, and I had more energy. It was the most, I can hand on heart say it's most energy I've ever had.
Yeah.
I was like going on treadmill, and then I was doing like 30 burpees, going again,
Yeah.
and I was like, one of the guys went, God, you're going like clappers. I went, I haven't eaten fire. And he went, give it over. He went, I don't believe you. And I went, I'm not lying. I says, but once you've tapped in, I said it's like being on a psychedelic or something.
Yeah,
it
yeah.
like heightens.
Yeah, everything.
It were just insane.
Yeah. Yeah, and because we were like camping, and we were obviously doing like I wasn't doing massage every day, or having to get in my car and drive every day. So the surroundings probably helped as well.
Yeah.
But I do feel like when I were in Bali, just in Bali a few weeks, last week, I just got back on Monday, and we've just been eating, and I just kept saying to Jake, I can't wait to fast.
Yeah.
I can't wait to just not eat, because even though the food was really beautiful over there in Bali, and it's all really fresh, and I didn't see crisps or chocolate once. I didn't have a pizza or chips or anything fried. It were all really fresh.
Yeah.
So even though it were really nice food, there were just a lot of it.
You realise that you're being indulgent.
Yeah, massively.
It's my big kicker with doing all-inclusives. I've even said to wife, I says, I don't really want to do one next time.
Yeah.
I says, because I know it's like when we went to Via Ventura, they're putting donuts out at 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, what kid ain't going to want to pick one up?
We'll have a donut for breakfast.
Yeah, I'm like, they're all out, and I'm like, you're starting wars, but
Yeah.
you knowing what the sugar does to people straight away.
Yeah.
And I know you're on holiday, but I'm like, it's wild, isn't it? And then it doesn't stop all day.
Exactly.
Then it's like 3-4 meals.
Yeah. And what they say is, don't they, that sugar's more addictive than cocaine.
Yeah.
when you put that into perspective, you're like, whoa, what the hell?
It is, and the other scary thing with it is when I've watched the brain scans of when you have sugar, it's like a firework display. And then they're asking kids that know that they've had too much sugar to sit down in a class.
I know.
And then it's like, oh, they've got ADHD. I'm like,
know,
no, they haven't. You've just given them crack.
Yeah,
I'm like,
literally.
they're not going to sit down for you.
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad. But I'm really glad that I've got to this stage in my life now, because I remember when my mum were poorly, and I was convinced she wasn't going to die. I didn't realise to the full extreme of what was going on. And then when reality hit, it was like my world came crumbling down. And this was the whole reason for me wanting to start my business, because when I lost my mum and I were on this journey and all my friends thought I'd lost the plot, I didn't know where to go and I didn't know who to talk to, and I bought so many books, and you've got that much information, when you are awakening, let's say, you just don't know where to start.
No.
So for me, the Crystal Booth was off the back of that for anybody who had gone through the grief and didn't really know where to go or what to do with it, or was still drinking or still doing whatever, that showing them that there is alternative ways of dealing with grief, and kind of just giving them that little bit of guidance and go, just come with me, I'll show you a way, which I didn't have at that time.
Yeah.
And now, even now, when I'm seeing my clients come in and, they might have gone through whatever trauma, grief or loss it might have been, or, like they've tried everything else and they don't know what else to do. I don't ever get offended about that, I think thankfully you've come to me now, so I can just, and I'm not a doctor, I don't profess to be a doctor, I just tell people off my own learned experience, like this is what I did, maybe if you try it, like for example dairy. I stopped eating dairy when I stopped eating red meat, and I've been asthmatic since the age of about 12.
Gone on it.
Yeah. I don't need, and I still have odd fag when I'm having a drink.
Yeah.
And I can run. I can run. And I don't run a lot, but I can run. I can jog if I need to. I can do a 5K run.
Yeah.
No inhaler needed.
Mine's same.
Yeah.
I were really bad
It's
with
mad,
it.
innit?
And I realised how much it's tied to so much, even like
Yeah.
against animals and stuff, allergies.
Skin
It's all
conditions.
gone down, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I've got a little patch of eczema on there, and if I have a little bit of cheese or something
Flares up.
dairy, or if I have a cup of tea with not normal milk in, it just it flares straight away.
Do you know what annoys me though? And this is no disrespect to anybody, people, but when I say that to them and I go, well, all you need to do is just try cutting out dairy. Oh, I couldn't do that. But they'll put a steroid cream on that's still got the eczema. It's
That's
still not.
actually
It's
dissolving
not.
the
Yeah.
skin.
It's like.
But it's there's so many people around me now with certain issues, and you try to tell them this, but if they don't want to do it, it's like I don't live in that body, and
Yeah.
yeah, I'd take
Just
them
gotta let 'em get on with
precautions,
it,
but you're
haven't
like,
you?
how many times are you gonna run into that wall?
Yeah.
If you want to,
Yeah.
like, you crack on. But when it's
Exactly.
really inhibiting your life and it's stopping you from doing things,
Yeah.
we've got same with there's a little girl at the moment. She's got eczema.
Yeah.
She's covered in it.
Oh.
But we're going to be doing a microbiome check,
Okay.
and I'm going to document it to show
Yeah,
other
yeah.
people of
Brilliant.
what it is, because we've been through all the stuff now. We've taken so many things out.
Yeah.
But obviously other people are having her as well, childminder, or like, and they don't know what they're giving her sometimes, and we
yeah.
don't know what triggers it.
Yeah.
But you realise how
Bless.
much it affects them.
Yeah.
And then they're like, "Oh, she's a bit of a live wire," and I'm like, "I would be, I'd be seriously pissed off.
Bless
You look like
her.
a Christmas tree."
Aw.
But it's
Yeah, but hopefully, giving people like me voices to speak about things like this, and maybe plant the seed with people and think, oh bloody hell, I've been using that steroid cream for years. What if I try this? Or it's just giving them the options and the that they might never have been told before.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about what I do. I don't. I'm not saying do this, do that, don't do this, don't do that. But if I can say to one person, well, why don't you just try that? And that person wants to go, do you know what? I've had enough of this. I'm going to just try it. And it might fucking change your life.
Yeah. Well, you're just giving them a map, aren't you?
Yeah.
And going, there's a few paths there. Which one, like, go start experimenting with yourself on it.
Yeah. And I suffered from eczema as a kid.
Yeah.
Really bad eczema. I had it in between my legs, all behind my knees. Really bad. And I do get like in change of weather for some reason, I get like a patch above my eye and it's really, really dry.
Right.
But I don't ever use steroid cream. I'll just use more natural stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'll generally watch what I'm eating as well. So,
Yeah. Well, that's all you can do, isn't it?
yeah.
Here at Disciples of Truth, we're proud to partner up with Charlie's Apothecary. Charlie's got some cracking products. I mean, cracking. And to start off with, it'd be cordyceps, and it's the first product I actually tried at Charlie's. And it's a dual extraction, and cordyceps is renowned for natural energy booster, helps fight diseases, and it's great for sex drive for those that care to wish, and and you can wish. But no, on a serious note, I don't like if you're going to the gym. If you've got low energy, I don't like the pre-workouts. This is great with a few drops of water. Swig it down, swirl it around your mouth, and off you go. And it can be aided throughout the day. And then the next product we've got is my personal favourite, is the 4 blended salts. Salts gets a really bad rap through propaganda and doctors saying that we overuse it, when it's not true at all. To get the best salts in is one of the most natural ways of getting all the essential minerals into your body flow. So I'd give it a go. And it has Salinas del Carmen salt that originates from the Canary Islands, Fuerteventura, if you really want to know. It's one of the highest grades that you can have. And then it's got another three blends to go with. And the next product we've got, it really doesn't need an introduction. It's Shilajit. You must see it everywhere. It's got 85 trace minerals. And it's good for energy, mental health, and clarity. And this is sourced from the Himalayan mountains. And I've tried many different brands of Shilajit, and I'd put this at the top of the ladder. And it's really nice packaging as well. And then last but not least is the oregano. It's the triple extraction. This is good for boost immunity, gut health, lowers cholesterol, fights inflammation, it aids weight loss. And I've just personally used this. The house some of his family members got sick, and it kept it off, and I haven't managed to get sick through it. Same again. Put in water, swirl around the mouth. Brilliant products. What you also get from these products is it's handcrafted. He puts a lot of time and effort, him and his team. It's UK only at the moment. And
How were your trip to Bali?
Oh.
And what were the intention of going out?
So, do you know Jake from Manchester? Eliminate.
Oh, I've heard
Wings
of him,
of Buddha.
Yeah, I've heard of him.
Fabulous guy. Thank you so much, Jake, for taking me to Bali. It was the most amazing and beautiful trip I've ever been on. Bar India, because when I went to India, I didn't realise how much I loved India. Bali is somewhere that I've always wanted to go, and I didn't really know why. I know my friend Michelle went beginning at year, and she said it was fabulous, and I was really jealous when she was going, but I knew I'd always get there one day.
Yeah.
And then an opportunity came to do facilitating on Jake's retreat out there this November. So I were all in. I didn't know how we were going to pay for it.
You're like, sod it,
I'm going.
Sign me up.
I don't care. I was like, yeah, count me in. And then it was getting closer to date, and I was like, shit, I need to pay for this. But it all worked out in the end. And I knew, and I said, if I'm meant to be there, I'll be there.
Yeah.
And luckily it worked out for me, and so I didn't end up facilitating any groups, but I did some brilliant one-on-ones with the guys that were there. It was quite a small intimate group of us. There were 6 of us there.
Oh, cool, yeah.
And it were like they were family straight away. But Jake facilitates numerous retreats all over country, all over world. Actually, he's doing Peru next year. He does stuff at his hub in Manchester. I went to go see Yema there last night. Actually, yeah, they were fabulous. And it's all really conscious and vegan, and he does cacao ceremonies, happy, all that sort of stuff. Anyway,
all good stuff.
All the good stuff. So yeah, when we got to Bali, obviously we had 14 days on the retreat, and then me and my friend Susie ended up staying for a couple of days, and we travelled off to Seminyak, which was another beautiful place. Yeah. Have you been?
No, I've been dying. My mum and dad are going, and they offered us to go in next year. Yeah. But, it is definitely on. It's on wish list.
It's something else. And also, because Jake's been there before, he knew where, what trips to do, where to go. All the good stuff, which was great. We managed to get a Rise and Shine party in.
Oh, cool.
I don't know if you've heard of them. That's an organisation which is based out in Bali, actually. Is this guy called Anthony Lowther.
I follow him. Yeah. He's a
lovely
Geordie boy.
Geordie guy.
Yeah, and he does morning coffee.
Yes.
Cafe club, yeah.
Absolutely.
I have seen it.
Do you know what? I was high on my own supply at that party, because I know there's places that do conscious stuff, but it's all like drum and bass and a bit trancey, and it's not really my thing, even though I'd go to experience the conscious side of it and the sober side of it. It's not really my music. So when Jake were telling us about the Rise and Shine parties, he went, "You'll love it, Ange. It's, the music's really good." And it was fucking ace. It was really, 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 really good. And like I say, there was no alcohol, no drugs involved. I think it started at 4 PM, finished at 9.
Oh, cool.
We had a beautiful meditation to start with, all just conscious, sober people there as well, all there for the same thing. Anthony was DJing as well as this other guy who was amazing. It was more house, sort of disco, funky music, so it was right up my street. I didn't stop dancing all night. And then right at the end, he did because it went round about the full moon, it was a fire ceremony. So during the retreat that I was doing with Jake, we'd done this mind mapping course with him.
All right, yeah. Sounds good.
It was fabulous. I've never, it was maybe 4 or 5 hours, and it was basically a course, and he does this at his space in Manchester. So it was basically, when a trauma happens, we tell ourselves a story. So if you're raped or abused,
Yeah.
okay, you're not enough, or you're not good enough, or you're only good for one thing, or you lose somebody, you've been abandoned, or, you know, the stories that we tell ourselves off are happening are not true. It's what our subconscious is making up a story to keep us in this low vibration. I mean, there's a lot more to it
It's,
than that.
it's like a protection. Yeah, it's like an
Absolutely.
armband. And,
Yeah. So weirdly, you know, your subconscious telling you you're not enough because you're only good for one thing is protecting you, but it's keeping you in a state of fear. And obviously, we want to be in a state of love, which is a higher vibration, which then means you're closer to ascending. So this course, by the end of it, I mean, there's a lot more to it. I couldn't go into it because I've forgotten. But by the end of it, we had a list of 20 people that were positively influenced you, good and bad, in your life. So obviously my mum were on there. My uncle who abused me when I was a kid, he was on there, but I don't obviously speak to him. My dad was on there, who I've not had the best relationship with for the past year. And I actually blocked him a few months ago because I was just sick of his victim mentality. Yeah. And there were a number of other people on there. We had a list of 20 people. Yeah. So Jake said after the thing, he was like, right, you're going to go ring these people. And if they're not alive or you can't speak to them, you're going to write to them. And you're going to tell them, are you okay to speak? I just want to apologise to you for any anger. So I did it to my dad. And I resent him for not being the dad that I expected him to be. Yeah. But also, it's not his fault.
He was doing best that he could.
Yeah, with what he knew. And all my life, since losing... I'm not had a bad upbringing. Yeah. We had a great upbringing as kids. My mum kept a lot from us, I think. Yeah. In a relationship.
Like I say, they're only doing best.
They always do, yeah. And my dad's a drinker. And he blames everybody else for his misdemeanours, unfortunately. Shout out to my dad. I love you, by the way. But that call changed me and him, our relationship. Like I say, I blocked him a few months ago just because I just thought, do you know what? Life's hard enough. Like, I can do without your shit. Yeah. Like, you don't know what I'm dealing with at the minute, Dad. I'm trying to run a business. Yeah. I'm trying to survive in this world. Like, please just leave your shit with you. Like, I don't need it. So I blocked him, and I didn't like blocking him because I'm an empathetic person and feel a bit sorry for him.
It's always at the back of your mind. You're like...
you don't want to have that nastiness between your parents, and it's the only parent I've got left. Yeah. But I also needed to protect my own peace. So in my mind, me blocking him was me just getting on with my life, and I knew that we'd speak one day. I just wasn't sure when. So anyway, when Jake said to ring, my dad was the first person I wanted to ring. And because I've never actually told him how I feel about how he's made me feel over the years, and like I say, I want a bad dad. This is not about him, but it's also about his upbringing and his trauma and his losses, and he deals with it through drinking. And that's fine because that's what I did. And I'm going to get a bit upset. No. I'm surprised I hadn't cried before then, actually, to be fair.
You're all right. You want a tissue?
No, I'm not. Yeah, probably, yeah. So...
It's heavy stuff, though, so don't worry about it at all.
And it was... so the call basically went like... Hi, Dad, are you free to talk? And he was like, oh my God, because I've blocked him. I've not spoke to him for months. And he was really pleased to hear from me. Yeah. Oh my God, are you okay? Oh, it's so lovely to hear from you. I was like, Dad, I just need to speak to you. And my throat at this point was going like this, like, don't say it, don't say it, don't say it. You know, I was like, fucking hell. I had this big block in my throat, like, or like trying to swallow it down. Like, it's okay, just say what you need to say. Like, Jake was really, really supportive. Like, trust me, if you do this, you're going to feel it. And he's an amazing space holder out. He's just, phenomenal. And when he went, yeah, sorry, go on, love, what's up? And I told him where I was. He went, where are you? I said, I'm in Indonesia on a wellness retreat and I'm just doing a course at the minute and you've come up and I need to just say something to you. And by this point, I literally felt like someone had held in my throat like that. And I just said, I'm really sorry for all the hatred that I've felt towards you and the resentment for you not being the dad I expected you to be. And he broke down and I broke down. And by this point, my whole body was literally shaking, like I was convulsing. I thought I've got epilepsy. I've not had a fit for years, but I thought like I were having an epileptic fit. Like from my feet, my legs, my body, my stomach, my head, everything was just shaking. And he just went, you don't have to be sorry. I'm sorry.
That's beautiful.
I know.
That's beautiful.
And I've never said that to him before. I've like effed and blinded him and fucking dad and shit dad and, you know,
All the rage.
all that. Yeah. But I've never actually fucking said to him, this is how I feel about you. And as I apologised for those feelings, it was like my body went, oh, thank fuck for that.
Yeah.
It was like this hatred and anger that I felt towards him, it just left my body.
Yeah.
And my dad was like, you don't have to be sorry, I'm sorry. You don't know how much this call's going to help me. I want to change, Angela. I don't want to drink anymore. I don't want to be this person anymore. And again, that's words I've never heard him say before either. So when we come off, it was like a little mini script that he gave us to say, so all you need to do is this. You don't need to say you forgive because that might get the back up.
Yeah.
And you're not forgiving, you're just releasing the anger and the pain or hurt or resentment or whatever the negative emotion what you feel about why this person is on your list, basically. And afterwards, I left the call. So I've now unblocked my dad. And we've had several messages since I came back. And he's told me he's looking at his drinking. He's drunk since for as long as I can remember.
Yeah, so it's hardwired into him, isn't it?
It's not going to be easy for him, I know that. And, you know, I'm really proud, like, that he does want to make the changes. And I think because he's lost everybody in his, you know, he's been abusive and quite vocal to partners, me and my sister, his family members, you know, out of drink and out of anger and out of rage. And I think I've got a little bit more empathy for him than everybody else. And that's probably why I always unblock him and want to be friends with him again, because I know it ain't his fault in a way.
It's his coping mechanism.
Yeah, which is awful, but...
It is, but it gives you a view to see how people are. Like, I know a lot of people when they don't get people who use cocaine and they're in a bad spot with it, and they're like, well, I don't do cocaine. I'm like, no, but you drink. Like, you gossip about other people. There's no difference between it. It's we're all fucked up in some little way, and it's about having that empathy for each other. Yeah. Because if just for instance, how you said sorry there, and you weren't looking for a back out of it, the connection out of when they're saying, like, we're all connected, well, as soon as you said them words, he's released. Because if you're carrying a toxic cup, it doesn't matter. You're still hurting if you're holding on to it, because that's where that anger resides.
Absolutely. And the thing is, the relief in his voice when I said sorry, was the catalyst for him to say sorry. And when I've chatted it, I've asked Chat about this. Chat's my best friend. He basically, it was saying that, you know, the ancestral wound, ancestral like relief of that healing.
Yeah, like a cycle.
The cycle. Sorry. So not only have I healed me, I've healed my dad, but also lineage, you know. Yeah,
the lineage, lineage. It's crazy because I read something the other day and it was saying, like, this generation that we're in we're not only healing the children that we've got and relearning ourselves, we're healing, like, the old ones.
7 generations. Yeah. 7 generations behind and 7 generations in front, and we're cycle breaking this time.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
But you can feel the velocity of it when you're doing it, and it's not easy. No. Like, I mean, we all gone as there's stuff that you've done that I've done, and vice versa. We'd all do things in the divine timing that we should. I remember, like, when I was doing the mushroom journeys quite often, it was telling me to go around and text people. So I'd done it unknowingly, not through
Right,
someone
wow,
telling me, but
yeah.
I was texting people, or whether I'd even go back to a lad that I worked with down south. I was smoking. He didn't smoke at all, and I'd have a smoking room. And you're just thinking, what a little dickhead I was. And I texted him, and you're trying to get camera off, and I'm like, no, I'm just trying to release like some stuff where I were an arsehole,
Yeah.
and I understand that now.
Yeah.
All the other instances, and you realise how much you cleanse, like for both parties.
Yeah.
It's not just for you, is it?
Powerful.
Yeah.
It really was. And so by the end of the call, we were both crying. He told me he loved me. He told me he was really proud of me, and I just said, I want to support you on your journey. And you know, we've arranged to meet up at some point,
cool.
which was amazing.
That's good.
But I am also a little bit wary, like, you know, obviously I am the most trusting person. I believe everybody's true to the word, and, you know, what you see is what you get with me, and I expect people to be like that as well, and they're not always like
No,
that.
certainly not.
But you know, my friends, I've said, I'm going to have to stop trusting people. And it's like, but you wouldn't be you, Ange, if that's were the case, you know. And I can't stop being like that, but I can be a lot more aware and just be on a little bit more of my guard, you know. And I know, like, having the messages with my dad after Bali, you know, he's checked in quite a few times and he's really looking forward to seeing me. And I know he is. He's not, you know, he's not getting any younger, and I don't think he hates not having a relationship with his daughters. I get it. But I also understand my sister's point of view, and I also can back myself up when I say, well, I'm not putting up with that shit. You know, my life is hard enough as it is. I don't need shit from you, and all I'm doing is just checking in and saying, are you all right?
Yeah, it's a very difficult one when it's family. Or even good friends. It's to be able to put up that healthy boundary, but then you still want that bit more. And then if you get scorned again, I've been through it 2 or 3 times, and you're like,
it's
and
like
then
you
others are like,
go
are you still gonna be all right? And I'm like, yeah, well, I'll be, but I'm not gonna put myself over lines anymore.
Yeah.
Because you can't just keep on giving yourself out, and then
right.
you're doing yourself discredit.
Yeah.
But you can.
Right.
That's where I found you've still got to love them no matter what. And the easiest way I found it is pray for them. Like, in your own time, pray. Like, you know that they've got the battles, and you don't have to be there as long as you're saying them words over. You're putting it out, aren't you?
Yeah, definitely. But I would say that I think that was day 2 or day 3. We were all like, that fucking hell, Jake, what the hell? Like, what's next, you know? But the relief that I felt after that phone call, and I squeezed Jake so badly, and I was like, thank you for showing me that, because my body just felt, thank fuck for that. You were like, you've been holding on to that for a long time, and you don't even know it. And it would only when I was having the phone call that I'd felt this. It was like somebody had gripped me up, and my body, I were having a fit. That's all I can describe it as. And then when the words left my mouth and my dad said that, it was just like, wow.
Yeah.
Fucking wow. It's literally blown me away. And then, sorry, I got a bit sidetracked then. So on the fire after the Rise and Shine party, all the people that I wanted to write to, they got burnt in the fire. Yeah. So it was all about, you know, like you probably do it, your intentions, what you bring in, what you let out, full moon, new moon, all that kind of thing. So I'd done probably 6 other letters, one to my mum, one to this uncle of mine, a friend of mine, 2 friends of mine that I've lost recently in the last couple of years, one through drink, unfortunately, and my other friend Emma, who died from breast cancer.
Oh, God.
And there was a teacher, I think, on there as well. I did like 5 or 6 letters anyway, and it was just what I'd said to my dad, I just wrote down.
Yeah.
And, you know, just let it go. I don't think it was as powerful as the call, obviously, but, you know, it was just doing that little bit that, you know, whatever resentment or feelings you feel towards a person that's done something to you, you don't need to carry that.
No.
They don't care. They don't think about you, so why should you carry that around with you? And this is, like I said, from the teachings from Bali, I mean, not just with Jake, but we went to a place called Udara, another shout out to another amazing place. You need to check it out. Phenomenal, like this hotel is like an adult playground. The pool had like monkeys carved into the concrete, or snake, or a turtle, fountain, ice bath, sauna, spa, beautiful. It based over 3 floors. We did breath work, transformational breath. I did another breath called rebirth breath.
All right.
I mean, I can't even tell you what I did or what it was, but like my kundalini were going off, my light language were up there. Felt like a child. I felt held, and all I were doing were lying on a mat with the ocean in the background. Like, you just couldn't write it.
Crazy.
And then we did like ecstatic dance, and then like this celebration of life where this beautiful Balinese band played this. Just. Thank you for sunshine, thank you for rain. And they did like so much gratitude, and just, I was like, I need to bring this back to my work.
Yeah.
You know, like, Om chanting. I've never done Om chanting for a full hour before.
I've just started doing that again, like on meditations.
So powerful.
Yeah, you don't really, but it's all in the voice.
Yeah.
Like, because I'd watched a little clip of him just saying, to stop illnesses within the body, just the it like regulates everything, and you just like, there's so much. We are that vessel.
Yeah.
We don't realise how powerful you are. It's overlooked because you're constantly going through these fear blocks.
Yeah,
daily.
definitely. But I mean, like, what else? I'm trying to think what else we did. It was just...
Sounds like such an amazing trip, though. How long did you go for?
So I was there 17 days.
Wow.
Yeah, 14 days with Jake and the rest of the guys, and then me and Susie went on for a few days, where I got barley belly. Been really poorly last
Taken out.
weekend. God.
No pun intended.
Yeah, exactly. But we got my friend Scott, who's been to Bali before. He said, go and have an IV drip. So we found this clinic. It cost us, I think I spent £100 on meds while I were over there, because I got bit quite bad. And then this IV that you can just go to a clinic, it was about 60 quid, I think, for mine. And they've got different packages of what's wrong with you, and you get multivitamins, B vitamins, like anti-stomach stuff. So for 24 hours after that, I felt banging. I was like, oh my God, I'm back. And then I was like, can I have a glass of wine? I'm like, no, don't have a glass of wine. And I really listened to I was like, why would I have a fucking glass of wine, Angela? You've just been really poorly. You can't stop going to the toilet. Like, come on, what are you doing? So, but again, I also took that as, this is what I needed before I came back, because even though it was a retreat, I was like, Jake, can I have a glass of wine? He was like, you can have what you want. And then I felt bad because we're on a retreat.
Yeah.
And then I thought, no, fuck it, I can have a glass of wine. I mean, I've had a massive epiphany out there, and I don't want to drink anymore, and I don't want to smoke anymore.
Yeah.
And I feel very strong in it, which has actually also birthed a beautiful idea, which I'm going to mention at the end if you don't mind.
Yeah, no, that's cool.
A project that's going to be really, really close to my heart. And also, you know, losing friends to drink and drugs over years, the relationship with my dad to drink, ex-boyfriends to drug addiction, you know, there's a lot there. And although I wouldn't call myself an alcoholic or a drug addict, I have been. I have been.
Yeah.
It's really hard to say this. I've never called myself an addict, but I know now that I went through a period of life where it was every weekend. All right, I wasn't doing it every single day, and I wasn't hiding my drink in the cabinet or, you know, under the sink or whatever. But I binge drinked. I drunk to numb shit. I drunk to block stuff out. Mm-hmm. Bag of this, line of that, whatever else, you know. And I'm pleased to say that I can say no to things now. Yeah. It's not something that I want to do in my life, but I don't judge people for doing it, because I also know how much fun it was back in the day. And now I want to do something for myself, and
You're all right. Take your time.
You know, drink has been a massive part of my life since I was a kid.
Yeah.
And when my mum died, I was still partying and still taking stuff and drinking. And I was like, well, I fucking like it, so I'm going to do it. And it took me 7 years to stop doing stuff that I didn't want to do anymore, but because of the circles that I was in, I was like, well, if you can't beat them, join them. And I remember being at kitchens, you know, God knows what time in the morning, thinking, I'm bored of this shit. Like, what am I doing? I don't enjoy it anymore. Yeah. And it were...
it's a painful stage, is that, like, because they don't know any different. Like, I went through it for ages. Even Zoe hated me going out doing coke or whatever. And when I get back and she's going, have you even had fun? And I'm like, no. And she's like, why the fuck are you doing it then?
It's mad. And that's where you think, oh, well, am I addicted? Because if I want, I'd stop.
I think it's a lack. I think because you've got so used to running the same program and running the same circles, and you don't realise there's a bigger world out there. You've just got this like they do with horse racing, they put blinkers on them. They can't see out else. Yeah. So to find anything else, and then the same crowd where you had your fun, and I still struggle with it now. Like a couple of weeks ago, we had Leon, and he said in car over, he went, "What do you do for fun?" And I'm like, the fuck do I do for fun? Because it has took a long time to fill that void. It was fun drinking. Yeah. It was, and it were a release, and it's not. I'm finding.
Do you not drink now then at all?
No. Well, I had a drink on my wedding day.
Yeah.
And my stag do, and that's about it.
Yeah.
I thought about maybe Christmas Day, like my grandma used to always have a Baileys or just one drink. Yeah. But then I also don't want to give in to people. Yeah. Because like, oh, you will drink again, and then I have that stubbornness. So like,
I'll fucking show you.
Yeah, I'll show you. Yeah. But then you're thinking, it's so hard because we shouldn't really idolise people. But like Alan Watts, he's great with some of the stuff that he said, and he drank all the time.
Yeah.
But then it's like that. Is that an enabler?
Well, this was my problem when I didn't want to do it anymore. I was like, well, who the fuck am I without drink or drugs? Like, I might be really boring.
Yeah, that's like we ask ourselves that.
Yeah, like, am I going to be able to go out? And I'll give myself credit here because when I, again, this is a massive time for me, and it was not long after COVID, and I got introduced into microdosing and cacao ceremonies and sound baths over in Manchester. And I was like, mate, you need to come and do this sound bath. It were a Friday night. I'd go drive all the way to Manchester, have this cacao ceremony sound bath, drive home, and then I'd come home and my housemate would be getting on it. And I'd be like, I don't want that shit. Yeah. Like, I've just had the best time, like, a sound bath, drinking fucking hot chocolate, like, what the hell? And this was, I'd probably say maybe 6 years ago maybe. And to me, it were like, when I started the microdosing, and I didn't do it to stop doing stuff, but essentially that's what it helped me stop doing, because it didn't, the want for it and the need for it just literally went. And you know, I've been microdosing on and off for the last few years now. I haven't done any for a while. Obviously done mushroom ceremonies, which are, you know, next level healing. Yeah. You know, and my friends who are still partying some way or another, they'd be like, well, you're just going from one drug to another, and you need to be careful on them magic mushrooms. And I'm like, listen, it's not the same. But you won't understand that until you try it.
No, and I think I said the same. Like when you drink, when it's cocaine and drink involved, that's what I look at. All my bad life decisions have come off the back of them. When I've had mushroom ceremonies, I'm looking at ways how to bring stuff in to make people better or myself better, or put infrastructures in that way. Like this were birthed off it, or all the other good stuff, the health tips. It's things that you couldn't see become aware. I'm writing down and journaling. When was the last time that anyone got off the fucking head?
Got the diary out.
Or pissed out of the head. Well, mind you, some good writers did, but like, not many of them did.
No.
Not many people on weekend do that and
No.
journal what's going on.
Yeah.
The more it causes more bad cycles, more destruction.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. And this is it. Like, I don't want to judge anybody who chooses to live in that lifestyle. And I just think fair play to them. If you can still get up and do that and go partying on a weekend, fair play to you. You know, I'm just done with that now.
Yeah.
And going back to Bali, when I had that glass of wine, I thought, well, it were only a little glass of wine with my meal. And it didn't make me want to get a bottle. I literally had one glass. And then after speaking to my dad and then birthing this beautiful idea that's come to mind now, which I'm really, really excited about, I thought, I want to be teetotal.
Yeah.
And I was like, did I just say that? Was that me? I don't think I like a wine, I like a drink, I like getting pissed, but I clearly don't. My body doesn't, my soul doesn't like it anymore.
No, I think it rejects it.
Yeah.
I think mine was, I started to get migraines and I'd never had them. And then I went to people who went, how have you all done this for so long? I went, I didn't get hangover. Only time I'd get hangover if I'd not slept much.
Yeah.
And I went, other than that, didn't get them. And I says, I have them now. I says, you can't with kids. And you can't, I don't want to feel like that all next day.
Exactly. And when you've got your own business as well.
Yeah.
And I'm a healer, so I can't be having a hangover when I've got work the next day. Like, what the hell? Like, and I get that now. And obviously, since opening my shop back in Yeadon, when I went into this full time, it was much more obvious to me that I couldn't live that lifestyle anymore. And, that I was, your vibrations are low, you're more susceptible to attachments, to other people's negative energy. I'm very sensitive to other people's energy. If I'm not in a higher vibration and if I'm hungover or whatever, then I'm just not going, come on, get me,
Yeah.
And I get that now.
Yeah.
And I do get that now, but I'm not here to preach, to judge, to tell anybody what to do, but just know that, I know for me, and like I say, it wasn't an easy decision to make, and I know it's not going to be easy because I've got my best mate's wedding coming up this year. I want to go on holiday. A lot of my friends still like a drink. Am I going to be able to sit and have a non-alcoholic drink with them? Am I going to do that? I don't know. I'll find out.
Yeah, that's when your mind goes straight away.
Yeah.
Race is tough then. Like that straight away. It thought about Christmas ages away. And it's like, and I thought, just play it by day.
Yeah.
Like, don't make it.
Don't beat yourself up.
Yeah, don't breathe it into this power, into this monster that's like at door. Get to day and then go, yeah, I might do, or I'm not. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
But I ain't for doing big drinking anymore.
No.
It don't float my boat like it used to.
Yeah.
Yeah, the highs were brilliant, but
Yeah.
the lows aren't worth it.
No, exactly. And I think when you're on your spiritual journey, and I know this from other people that have experienced the same, that your body will literally start rejecting stuff, and especially if you're working with Kundalini as well.
Yeah.
Like, when I had my Kundalini awakening last year, like, lots of things didn't resonate with me anymore.
Yeah.
And I just took that as, okay, that's me growing, and maybe I'm growing up a bit now, and that's okay.
We've all got it at some point.
Yeah. Only taken me this long to get there, but I just took it as a good thing. And the only thing that like similar to you with your Christmas, the thing that I went to was like, are my friends gonna want to hang out with me if I don't drink? And I think they will. I don't need a drink to have fun. I had the best time at that Rise and Shine party, totally sober, high on life, high on my own supply. It was, I don't, whereas before I thought I needed drink and drugs to have a good time.
Yeah.
I know now that I don't.
It becomes your personality though, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like that's where the big switch over was
Yeah.
for me. It's like, I'd have the biggest line, or I'd sink as much beers.
So many.
Yeah, and you
Yeah.
step into this funness. It's like, what I'm trying to do is bridge the gap of that Craig's there all the time.
Yeah.
Like, I always go to children.
Yeah.
Children don't need drink drugs.
No.
They're just happy.
Yeah.
They're just joyful,
Yeah.
and they're curious, and they can dance it, like dropping an out. I'm like,
Exactly.
where we're lost in the middle of that, it's where we're hardened up to
Yeah.
the situations or whatever's happened, these timestamps. So it's available to be tapped into.
Yeah.
It's just decaying all this other
This is
shit,
it.
innit?
This is it. Yeah, this is it. And yeah, it's just another big milestone for me, I think, because like, you know, like I've been, like I said, drinking since a kid, really. I remember getting pissed up at centre at like 11 or something.
Yeah. Yeah,
Young,
we were.
innit?
Yeah.
What the hell?
But your brain hasn't even developed either.
No.
So you look at how early it is, and that's
Yeah.
why I think it's so widely accepted
Yeah.
over here.
Yeah. Yeah.
It does, it messes you up, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
But-
we're all right. We're all
Yeah,
right.
well, it needed to as well,
Yeah,
didn't it? And the
yeah.
other thing is, like, with friends, if they want to get with it, they want to get with it. If
Yeah.
they don't, they don't.
Yeah.
Then they'll either play catch up or. Well, I'm not even saying catch up because it's not like we're in front of anyone either.
No.
I don't mean it
It's
to
just
say it like that.
personal decisions,
Yeah.
isn't it, I think? And, you know, like, I know that I've got friends that would probably, oh, I'd love to do that, not have to have a drink. Well, just don't have a drink.
Yeah.
But it's because, like you say, it's become so normal for
Yeah.
us to have a glass of wine after a bad day or a bottle of gin on a Friday night or whatever it is that you choose to do. When you get bored of it, that's when you'll stop.
The big thing as well, like I said, so much programming goes into on TV channels like dramas. They'll always show a woman or a man coming home from a hard day's work, and they'll go over to and they make it. It's what do they call it, SNR, where they do it.
Yeah.
You hear it pop,
the
the pop, and then
yeah.
the glass inside, and
Sounds.
you're like.
The ice
yeah,
clanking
they're
on
like
the
they know
glass.
what they're doing,
Yeah, yeah.
because it's programming people
Yeah.
to do the same, and it's like we play them in his head.
Yeah. Yeah. But I think when, like you say, when you get to our stage, let's say, and we're not at that programmable. Well, actually, we realise we've got a mind of our own. We can make our own decisions. If we don't want to do something, we don't have to do. Or we're probably healing from our trauma that you might have normally drunk a bottle of wine to get rid of that feeling of because of what something's happened to you. And it's just like you say, people are at different stages, aren't they? And
Yeah.
if they ready to do it, I can only be maybe the advocate for them to go, well, how did you do it, Ange? Or, you know, when they're ready to step up or, you know, make those changes, then I can go, well, I did it this way. It took me fucking years, but, you know, this is where I'm at now. And you can only do the same for your friends as
Yeah,
well.
definitely.
And there'll always be those friends that'll never give it up because they love it so much.
Yeah.
And that's up to them,
Yeah, of course it is.
you know.
What's it like then in Bali? Because there's spiritual community. Sometimes it can be area for area as well. Like you seem very grounded within yourself and no nonsense kind, which I love because what's it like over there?
So in Bali, so there is a very, like I said, this place called Udara, and it's yoga, sound bath, breath work, kirtan, like all day, every day. They've got something going on. It's fabulous. And then one night, so there was 4 girls on the trip, and Jake and another guy, David, who did boys things. So we'd said we wanted a girls' night. We wanted to go find karaoke. We did karaoke, and I was like, come on, let's go get cocktails and, you know, just have a night off this healing shit.
Yeah.
And so we went out. Oh, my God. It was the best night. I mean, I sounded like Barry White by end of night, doing my mum's funeral song, I Will Survive, Gloria Gaynor. But yeah, we found this place. We got a taxi driver who had a gear stick like a microphone. We're having a party in his car, and then we found this karaoke bar. And where we were staying, we sort of stayed at a place. It was in Canggu, which is quite busy.
Yeah.
And not as nice as Seminyak, even though when I were there I thought it were best place ever. Then when I visited this other place, I was like, oh, this is
night and day.
yeah.
Yeah.
And like the sea was warm, the beach was beautiful, like it was a lot more calming, cleaner.
Yeah.
Whereas when we were in Canggu, I loved Canggu because it was the only place I'd been and it was just fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
But just busy. Anyway, so we found this karaoke bar. We'd had the cocktails by the sea, found this karaoke bar, and because we'd not drunk the whole time we were there, we were pissed.
Christmas party.
Absolutely loving life, doing this karaoke, and it were like Malaga Strip or Benidorm Strip.
Yeah.
And for me, I lasted about an hour. And then I wanted to go back to the quiet and the calming, you know. So I know what I'm like now. Like, I'll dip my toe in one night or an hour or two. I think we might have been in the back karaoke bar an hour.
Yeah.
We did a song each, and then we were like, let's get Mickey back and get back in taxi and have a party in taxi. Yeah. So it were, I know, because when we were speaking to some other people that live there, they say, oh, you can go one way or other in Bali. It can be really, really wild because there's a lot of Australians that go out there because that's like their Spain, yeah. So that would be like our Ibiza. Yeah. It's their Bali, yeah. And there were lots of young people, lots of open top bars, music, 90s music, sports bars, drinking, shots. A lot of that. We literally just got the taxi driver to drop us at the karaoke bar. We did a song each and then we got out of there. Yeah. And when I got back, I just remember saying to Jake, that were awful. And it wasn't awful, but it was the energies. Yeah. Because obviously I'm susceptible to energies anyway. I'd had a drink, loads of people. It would just like get me out of here. And then in Sardinia, they had like beachside bars, and they were like, oh, you want something? Like coming up to you, and I'm like, no, I'm good, thanks. Like getting prescription drugs out or whatever. Like, what the hell are they selling here? Like, it wasn't coke or pills, or we're like, I don't even know what it was. I was like, mate, I'm on cacao, I'm all right, thanks. Don't need none of that. And it was a bit seedy like that, but it wasn't a lot. No, it wasn't a lot, and obviously. Like I say, we didn't really see much of Canggu. We just kind of stuck to our strip, walked to the beach, back to the place, in the house. Then we did, days. Like we went to Ubud Waterfall. That were beautiful. Yeah. I remember we'd been told about this spa and it started pissing it down when we were in the monkey forest. So we said, let's go to this spa. Well, it were like a 5-6 star spa. Yeah. Cost us £9.
Did it?
Honest to God. And I swear to God, Craig, right, it were like little caves in like just coming out like a spa, like an ice bath, a steam room, like, and then overlooking the rainforest. And I was sat on this wall and it was just like a big ravine. So the spa's behind me in like this cave. I've got rainforest, that rain just just absolutely throwing it down, like, because it was rainy season. And even though it was quite nice to cool us down a bit, because it was still very hot. And I sat on this wall and I just cried. And I don't even know what I was crying for, but it was just...
How beautiful it was.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I felt my mum's presence right next to me. And she was saying, you're so lucky. And I was just so lucky to be there, and I was in my bikini and it was raining, it was cold, and I just got these hot tears coming down my face, and I was like, I'm fucking so lucky, like, look where I am, look what I'm doing, I'm with these beautiful girls in a £9 spa facility, and it was just, I was just so overwhelmed with how grateful I was feeling at that time. And thinking, I want to live out here. Yeah. I don't want to be, I mean, I'm here for my business. I love Leeds. It's where I'm born and bred. Not all my friends live here, but, my life is here.
Yeah.
But when I was out there, I was like, I've got to make this work in a way. Maybe I can do 6 months in UK. Maybe I can do 6 months in Bali. Like, there's so many opportunities.
Yeah.
Like, you think... Like, I remember speaking to my friend when I got back and she went, I'd have to win lottery to go to Bali. I was like, mate, you don't. Like, when you get out there, yeah, okay, your flight's a lot, but it cost us, £15 a night in our hotel when we finally moved. And the food is really, really cheap. It costs you next to no in taxis to get around. Like, it's doable.
Yeah, of course. Well, you've seen so many people go out there.
Yeah.
It's for the decency of life.
Yeah.
That's what I've been looking at.
And not only that, Craig, right? Balinese people are the fucking happiest people you'll ever meet.
Yeah.
They are constantly smiling, like the energy, like they give gifts to the gods. Yeah. So there's temples everywhere around Ganesha, like there's just everywhere, barongs everywhere, like, and they give these little offerings on a tray. and it's got like crackers, flowers, tobacco, incense, and these women carrying them on the baskets on their head, and they just give them out to the. And I'm like, what do you do? What are they for? They were like, we're saying thank you to Mama Bali for this day. I'm like, wow, that's massive.
I was reading, no, there were one of them, that Matt Murray that I watch. He's lived over there for a few years, and he says they have a day where lights can't, no noise can be made, and lights, electricity can't be turned on. You know, like your lights.
Okay.
He says a lot of families they'll get off the island for that day.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
It's an offering to God, so I'm like, who'd do that?
Yeah.
Like you. Even when they used to do football, 2 minutes silence,
Yeah.
couldn't even stay silent.
No,
Because they had no respect.
Exactly. And it's literally like you'll just see these little trays on the floor everywhere, and like, what are they?
Yeah.
And it's like they're offerings to Mama Bali to say thank you for the day. And Wayan, bless him, our driver, and the guy who where we were staying, he kind of lived on that land. Really beautiful guy, always smiling, and he's like, you know, because I said, can I stay in touch with you just in case, because I am considering thinking about trying to make the move, basically, not yet, but eventually.
Yeah.
And he was just like, you stay in touch with Ryan, I get you sorted, you know. And he was like, we give thanks for the day that we've had. We give thanks for the day that we're gonna have, and that's why everybody happy, because we just thank, you know. And I was just like, wow. Like, that's something else that, you know, some people don't even say thanks for you when you're giving them the change or whatever, you know what I mean? And these people are just literally thanking the earth for the day, and you can tell.
Yeah.
You really can.
It's gratitude, isn't it?
Yeah.
Vitamin G.
Yeah.
And we've, it's something that I've started to tap more back into is morning and night. It doesn't even have to be long.
No.
It don't have to be on my knees praying. It can be just intentional.
Yeah.
Just saying thank you. Or,
Yeah.
or trying to pick out the moments of the day that like really meant something to me. And half the time it's not been anything big.
Yeah.
It's been like cuddling my daughter and just
Yeah.
watching her smiling, or picking up my son, or whatever it be. Just the little moments.
Yeah.
It's not like, I've realised it's never the big ones.
No.
It's the one that the mind goes, oh, yeah, we'll be happy when we get that.
Yeah.
And we overlook it all the time.
I know.
All the time.
I mean, I was lucky enough to, my friend took us to Ibiza before I went to Bali, and I was just sat at Cafe Mambo's, and I was like, I haven't been to Ibiza for over 10 years.
Yeah.
It was a very different
First
trip.
time we've actually been. We
is
went
it?
in September.
I mean, I love Ibiza. I always have, but I've always just been off my head, so I've not really seen much of it. And when I went with my friend Scott, you know, we got a private boat for the day. We went down to Cafe Mambo's, and I was just sat, and I was like, thank you. He went, oh, for fuck's sake, Angela, will you stop fucking crying? I was like, no, whoa, it's fucking beautiful. And I was like, the sun, you know, like, I want partying.
Yeah,
we were literally just having a glass of champagne, watching the sunset, and I was just like, wow, I'm so grateful. Like, it just does something to you, doesn't it, when you're thankful for stuff.
Did you go over to West Bedford?
No, because the weather wasn't great.
Yeah,
was
it wasn't great. We were there the whole time. I think there were 2 times.
Yeah, well,
but it was beautiful. We went over and you could feel it.
Yeah.
It was insane.
Yeah, no, I didn't actually, unfortunately, but it just means I'll have to go back again. Like another trip over there.
Well, we said we needed to go back because 3 days it was just thunderstorms. It wasn't thunderstorms, so
like, shit.
It thunderstormed for 13 hours solid, and it actually hit the hotel at one point.
Oh, wow.
So
when did you go?
We went in October.
Beginning of October?
Yeah, no, it was just closing parties.
I think we went that week.
Ocean Beach, they cancelled their. It was, I think it was their last day or second to last day. It was showing like videos of everything getting swept away.
Shit. Well, we planned to go to Pikes. I've never been to Pikes, and it's one place where I wanted to go, and I got poorly.
Yeah.
And then I was like, come on, like, one night out, you can do it. And I was just walking through. We were going down to where from Cafe Mambo's water to kind of get a taxi and get sorted, and I went, mate, I'm gonna have to go home. I can't go. So we ended up not even having a night out when we were over there.
Yeah. Well, we went with Chavi Hippie to do his retreat.
Okay.
And you were doing the Saturday and the Sunday, because it was like our honeymoon / thing. I said, we'll just do one of them. And we didn't do the Saturday, and they went up to the retreat, and then they sent us videos, and it got washed out.
Oh.
It looked beautiful, the place, but all water coming in, it coming up to cars.
Yeah.
All like,
bad, wasn't it?
Yeah. What season would you say that you're in at the moment? Like, 'cause we
I
do
love
go
that
through many
question.
seasons.
Can I just check on
Yeah,
my prompt on this
course you
one?
can.
Because I did actually. Yeah, I love that question. Where is it now? Where have you put it? Yeah, so yeah, I love this one. So I feel like that at the moment I'm in like my alignment and rebranding. I'm looking at rebranding my whole business, which I'm really excited about. Just because when I started with the crystal booth, it were really all just crystals.
Yeah.
And that's where it began. And there'll always be a massive part of it, and the crystal booth is still going to be there. But yeah, I'm rebranding my whole business to make it more about what I am about now, which is more holistic, whole experience of offerings, treatments, events, meditation, sound baths, retreats, crystals, obviously. And also, I'm really, really keen to work with other local businesses, offering their natural products like, your shilajit, your sea moss, lion's mane, mushroom blends, all that sort of stuff. But yeah, I feel like because when I started out, I was more like rebuilding who I was.
Yeah.
And losing this little lost girl who'd lost her mum and angry and still taking God knows what and drinking whatever, to now really stepping into me and who I am now.
Like the shedding of skin, really, isn't it? And there's new, yeah, it's a new version.
Yeah. And I feel like, having opportunities to speak to people like yourself and, the healing that I've done, I always say it's never easy, but how are you going to grow if you don't do those healings? And I just feel like, where I've come from all them years ago, when I look back at who I was and, what I'd gone through, and I just think, well, I had to go through that to get to here, and now, I'm not like truly like divinely in my power. I'm getting there. It's like we're like onions, aren't we? When we start on this healing journey, we've just layer after layer, and the deeper we go, the harder it is, or whatever. So I feel like my life, as it stands this season, it's like about becoming more aligned, more confident, stepping more into my power, and trusting, these gifts and these powers, let's say, because I do feel really powerful some days I don't. But I feel like I've got to share them, and I'm excited. I want to introduce School of Booth, and I want to teach people my what I know, and I'm so fucking excited about life and what it can be now. That I just know that everything that's been me was me and still is me, but it's just making me step into this newer, better version of me.
That's brilliant, is that? It's sharing the gift that you've been gifted, isn't it?
Yeah.
It isn't easy, but I always say it's much easier being stagnant. Because
Yeah.
you can notice what stagnation looks
Yeah.
like. It becomes this mundane thing of just people living. And I did it. You live the same life, same week, and it's just.
Yeah.
I'd rather go through the pain.
Yeah.
And it isn't hard, but after it, there's beauty in it.
Yeah. Yeah. It really is. So I do feel like, like trusting, like about speaking about what I want to speak about, and not being like, oh shit, I better not say that because everybody's going to think I'm a crackpot, or, I don't care what people think of me. That's up to them. I know that I'm not going to be liked by everybody, and that's okay. I've just got to be true to myself And, you know, if I want to talk about my light language and aliens and conspiracy theories and the way that the world is, then I'll find those people that will join me on those conversations. And if they don't, then that's okay as well.
Yeah. What's most important though, what I think you're doing, and that is something that I've been off-putting, because like, I had a guest on the other day and he was saying it's all good as like talking up here all the time. It's like mental masturbation. There's nothing really getting done with it, but what you're saying, like you've already put outlets out there and you're wanting to rebrand and you're putting your time and efforts into helping people rather than I've done it for so long of just talking about certain stuff and not putting any action behind it. And I think sort of a lot of people get stuck in there for a while. And it's the conspiracies and looking onto all that. Once we've got our energy fixated on it and it can play with us emotions, it's got us in these pendulums. So it's stopping us from creating what we need to bring through.
Exactly. And I had my friend, he's just started, I met him on Party Scene, but he's just started coming to my sound baths. I've been on about him for ages. And he came and he was just like, what the fuck, that was amazing. I'm like, I've told you. You know, told you. So he's rung me and he was like, you doing one of them sound baths again? I went, yeah, I am. I'm doing one tonight. Anyway, when he always rings me and I'm always busy and I'm always like with a client or at work or whatever, he's like, you're always at fucking work, you. I went, because I fucking love it.
Yeah.
I says, why would I not? Like, this is not, yeah, it's hard work and yeah, you know, it's not, I ain't got millions in bank, but this work for me, yeah, it's like, it makes me so happy. And even today, I've just had a client just before, and I don't get a certificate for remembering or visions that I'm picking up, or, you know, it's like I got my Reiki certificate or massage certificate. Now I'm channeling and I'm doing this intuitive healing that's coming from past lives or ancestral or whatever. I can't get a certificate for that. And I'm always like, oh, but I need a certificate. Like, somebody's going to need me, you know. How do you get a certificate for just remembering what you might have been once in a past life?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I was doing this healing with this woman just before, and I thought, this is nuts. Like, I'm just writing stuff down. I was getting visions, you know, picking just random numbers. Like, songs were coming to my head, and I just wrote them all down. And I say this to my clients. I say, I don't, you know, sometimes they come through, sometimes they don't. I'll just make a note of everything. And everything that I wrote down, she went, say that. I saw that as a kid. It was a spaceship. And I was like, I knew it. Like, you're galactic, aren't you? And then I said something else and something else and something else. And then I couldn't get this song out of my head. And she went, well, that's because I don't know what I'm doing. What is it? And I still haven't found what I'm looking. I will just over and over and over. Like, why am I singing that? Who is that? Is that a spirit? What are you trying to tell me? Oh, that looks cool. Sorry, I just noticed that then. It looks like selenite, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. Sorry.
No, you're cool.
Well, sidetrack then. Distraction. So, yeah, and then I've wrote this all down. And I just have to trust. And this is a hard thing for me, because as a human, I want to know what I'm doing. I want to know what I'm saying. What is my light language saying? What I'm doing? What am I doing when I'm channeling this woman that's coming through me? And it's just like, just trust. Like, it is you, and you've just got to do what you've got to do. And I don't even know what I'm telling you at point. I got a little bit sidetracked there, didn't I? Sorry.
You're fine.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. Oh, loving my job. Being there all the time. Like I say, I've got a sound bath tonight, which I've started doing every Friday night now because, well, why not?
What time is it?
7 o'clock.
Okay. I'm a bit tight for time.
Oh.
I'd love to come as well.
Yeah.
I've started that Dads and Lads.
Oh,
like doing
okay.
the workouts. Just again trying to realise that I don't need to be all up here.
Yeah.
I need to start the dreams that I want, I've got to back engineer it, and I've got to start putting the little work in.
Yeah.
And it's the little ones that's gonna build you up as a character.
Yeah. Well, I'd love to have you come and have a sound bath one day. I've got some really great new events, new people that I'm working with that have come into my life, which are just so beautiful, really aligned. outgrowing other relationships and then moving into other friendships and thinking, oh God, it's end of world, and then actually realising, that's quite a bit of a relief, and maybe that wasn't meant to grow like it was, or it might have been holding you back or whatever, and then realising that there's more people coming into your life that you're even more aligned with and that you're bouncing off, and it's just beautiful. We've got so many exciting things that I want to put out and do, and I've just started doing mother and baby sound baths as well, which are beautiful. Do them on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. Just little intimate groups.
They're like newborns then?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool,
pre-crawling.
Yeah.
So anything from 6 weeks up to whatever age. Before toddlers. I think I'm going to look at doing some other age groups as well.
Yeah.
So I did a free event at Horsforth Park with my friend Howard, who plays the guitar sometimes at my sound baths. It's insane.
Yeah.
And it was for this festival called Greenfest in the Japanese Gardens in Horsforth Park.
I've been in, it's gorgeous.
Oh my God, it was stunning. We had about 50 people in, and off the back of that, I saw one of my clients and she just had a baby, and she was saying, would you ever do Out for Babies? I went, absolutely, oh my God, you've just given me an idea. So off the back of that, I've now started the mother and baby groups.
That's what's beautiful, when I've started to I have all these ideas, and I think we all do. When we let go sometimes of what we have, it'll be channeled through people go, channeling, it's just someone talking to you. And it's because they've fed you that idea, and it's something to lead with.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
So I'll be grateful for Emma for that. She brings her little girl Indy, and the babies love it. They love the buzz. It's not obviously as intense as an adult sound bath. And I just picked up loads of new toys and instruments from Bali, which I can't wait to bring in next week for the new groups that are coming in. So I just want to do whatever I can. Start. I'm young. I'd love to do, after school meditations and things like that. But these are all just in the pipeline at the minute, getting ready to grow my business next year.
Exciting times.
It is.
Exciting.
It is.
What have we got? And I'm curious to know what excites you the most about the times that we're living in now.
So what's exciting for me at the times at the moment are that I think a lot more people are being open to this kind of stuff, and that excites me, because sad as it sounds, I love this shit, and I could literally talk to somebody about it all day. So the fact that, and I know it's not everybody's going to get on this bandwagon, I get that, and that's okay as well, but it excites me because more people are becoming a little bit more open-minded. They might have been, affected by somebody who got vaccinated, for example, and realised, similar to me, I lost my mum. Maybe that's why I lost my mum, so I could get on this journey. And there's a lot more people that are going through losses from, misdiagnoses and misdiagnosis.
Yeah, you did it right.
You know what I mean? So, a lot of loss coming through, a lot of realisations, a lot more people are opening up. A lot more people don't want to drink anymore, which is great, But again, those that do, that's also fine as well. I really don't want to judge anybody for the decisions they make, but what excites me is because hopefully I'll get more busier and more people will open their mind to cacao ceremonies and sound baths, which means again I'll be doing more of what I love. Just possibilities of big change. I'm really excited when the aliens are going to come in and save us. This is very exciting.
What is your take on the aliens coming back?
I don't think they've ever gone anywhere.
Yeah.
I don't know enough to be intellectual, have an intellectual conversation about it, but I can recommend a really good book that really helped me put things into perspective when I was fucking losing the plot in COVID. And it was a book by Barbara Marciniak called Bringers of the Dawn.
Right.
And she is a clairvoyant who channels Palladians.
Yeah.
And I'd never heard of Palladians. at this point.
Yeah, yeah.
But I remember going to see, do you know Farah Dean?
Yes,
Farah,
yeah.
She was close friends with Marisa anyway. She's another beautiful healer. And I was going to see her during lockdown. I worked at a military base in Harrogate.
All right.
And I was like, this is too much. Like, they were vaccinating, isolating kids. Like, it would just get me out of here.
Horrific.
Yeah, it was awful. And obviously, me being me, I was like, do you want a crystal with that? Like, trying to tell them about, taking me angel cards in and giving them out crystals. And do you know if you stop eating dairy, you won't have asthma anymore? And I bet they thought, who the fuck is this woman? They just thought I was a witch. But yeah, it got really on top of me when I worked there, and I literally went to see Farah. She was giving me some acupuncture and hypnosis. And I went and I was like, I can't work there anymore. Like, it's literally, my body's just rejecting the place. Like, it's so out of integrity. She went, oh, there's a job going at Crystal Warehouse, And I was like, what? I didn't even know there were crystal. Where is this? It was in Bradford.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I left that job. And that was the end of that. So COVID did that for me.
Yeah.
Because when all that shit happened.
Ask and you shall receive.
Yeah, absolutely. And I was just like, I didn't know why I knew, but I knew it wasn't what they were saying it was, and I didn't know why. And anyway, when I got this job at the crystal shop, this lady came in. And God love her, she was a retired physiotherapist, but also an energy healer and a psychic as well.
Wow.
And she went, you don't believe all this rubbish, do you? And I was like, do I heck? She went, you need to read this book. Anyway, she told me about this book because I said, what Palladians and when they're going to come and save us? And, I would just had so many questions, but I would also going down rabbit hole and, just doing my own heading with it. So I read this book, and it's basically a book that's written in the 80s by this woman who channels Palladians. And Palladians are one of the higher dimensional beings that are actually here to help us on Earth. And they they work with healers like me.
Yeah.
So I channel the Palladians. So this is why I need to rebrand, because I'm not Reiki healer anymore.
Yeah.
I'm more multidimensional, shamanic. It's just very different. Yeah. And obviously, I will never forget my roots, because Reiki are my roots, and it's got what got me where I am. But I also believe that there's much more to what I knew then.
Yeah.
So now, when the Palladians, if anybody wants to look them up, they are higher dimensional beings that are quite human-like in an alien form, let's say. I don't like calling them aliens anymore.
Quite white-haired, aren't they?
Yeah, white-haired. They're like 6 foot, 7 foot tall, like real telepathic. They don't eat. They're really, they're all about working with healers that want to raise the vibration of humanity. And that is by opening people's hearts. So helping people heal the hearts, broken hearts, loss, grief, abandonment. And that is it's one of the beings that I channel now.
Yeah.
I've also been told that I am an Arcturian surgeon. So Arcturians are blue beings.
Yeah.
Again, I know this is probably going to go, what the hell is she on about here?
No.
But I'm a true believer of this now. So Arcturians are really high tech.
Yeah.
And when I was doing my friend's healing once, she sat up and she was like, you were just a blue being then, and you were doing surgery on me. And as I was doing because like I say, my Reiki is not like Reiki. It's not like anything you've probably ever had before. Yeah. I'd love you to come for a treatment, actually.
I'm gonna have to come over.
Yeah, it'd be definitely nice for you to experience it. And when I was doing it, so I was like, it's like I'm there, but I'm not. And I was like doing surgery, like energetic surgery.
Yeah.
And my friend said that because she's very visual. I'm not visual as such. I'm more of a feeler or a knower.
Yeah.
She were basically saying that I was doing surgery, and I was upgrading the chakras and removing implants that had been put there.
Yeah.
I mean, it goes on. It can go pretty wild. But I'm a true believer in all this now, and I believe that the Palladians are actually they're watching the galaxy. They don't want us to be under this new world order. This book tells and explains. Sorry, I got diverted
No,
again
no,
then.
cool.
So this book is basically the Palladians telling us that there is going to be some massive worldwide situation where they're going to try and gain control, where the dark forces, it talks about reptilians, it talks about dark and light, it talks about how Earth got invaded by Anunnaki.
Yeah.
Like, it goes way, way back. There's so much, Craig. I can't even get my head around it.
Yeah.
I just know that everything that I have ever been taught in school, in life, is a lie.
Yeah, oh yeah, 100%.
Do you know what I mean?
Like, I was listening to Book of Jonah, and I've seen a few people talk of it where they say, like, the aliens are from anywhere else. We are, like, if you think the soul leaves the bodies and it comes back, we are them.
Yeah.
Like, that's all it is. Our souls are from them places.
We are multi-dimensional beings, as are they.
And it's kind of say when these things are trying to come back and they're trying to lead us in the right way, it could even be as future selves.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, I mean,
It's really hard to get your head round.
who knows?
Yeah.
Like, you can only like go by what you're guided by,
Yeah.
how your intuition, like your you know, so you feel into stuff. I feel into stuff more than being visual. Like, you hear the tones or like something will put you off from going to a certain place.
Yeah.
You understand that.
Yeah.
And I think that's why the less consumption of so much food and like being a glutton with it, it is letting you tap into yourself. Absolutely. It's only us who's dumbing it out.
Yeah, and it's the food, like the processed food and, you know, the alcohol and drugs and the, keeping us in this low frequency vibration, which means that we're unable to tap into these powers that we've got. And like I said,
creating blockages in the chakras.
Yeah. And like I said to you about, you know, some days I feel really powerful. Like, sometimes I think, what the hell am I doing? Like, and I will literally feel like a superhero. And I think everybody's got this ability. It's not just me. I'm not special.
Well, it's Jesus. Jesus said the same when all the disciples or any of his followers were saying, oh, look, you've got all these. And he's like, all you lot, when you tap into yours, you'll be as powerful, if not more powerful than what I am.
Yeah.
And that's why it's funny that I asked you that question off at back of you saying that you're teaching, you're doing the sound baths for women and children.
Yeah.
It's because it's coming to that place. If we feel as powerful or as intuitive what we are now, and we're only firing at like 50%.
Yeah.
The children that are coming through now, they're going to be hitting the full thing.
Yeah.
And it's opening them doors to it, and the possibilities are just endless. Because you get them before they're programmed.
Exactly.
They'll have none of these limiting beliefs at all. They'll just be flying.
Exactly.
So it's going to be, I find it an exciting ride.
Yeah, and it doesn't scare me. Like, I know there's probably fear from people because we've seen it in movies, alien invasion and all this sort of stuff, but they are not our enemies. They are here to help us and serve us, and it's their galaxy too, and it's their, you know, they see Earth as a school for us, our souls, to learn and to heal from traumas so that we can live in this higher dimensional frequency, and it's beautiful. And I've only just discovered this like in the last, off the back of a mushroom ceremony actually, and like that when I told my mates, I'm like, yeah, when you're on mushrooms, I'm like, no mate, you don't understand, like, you're a war, but this is what's opening you up to connect so that you can connect further, like. Yeah.
Well, when they say when Star Wars and all that, they're all based upon true movies. Like, what are we to say when it's a billion-year-old? And I was trying to say this to my friend the other day. You look. Went from an Atari to what you got for PlayStation 3 now, and that's only in the space of 40 years. Saying the world's billions of years old. Look at the transformation from how the world's changed over 100 years. Yeah. What do you think it's done over a billion? Exactly. Like, we don't know fuck all. We do not know fuck all. So I'm like,
this is it.
So to know, like, just to have a look at the buildings that they built. We can't recreate them yet.
Look at Egypt.
Yeah.
The pyramids. That blows my mind. I mean, I get a lot of. I think I've been Egyptian priestess or Templar.
That's the one that's pulls to. Like, it's always done. Even like when at school, they were teaching you about Tutankhamun. I used to tune out, and I loved Egypt. But when they were talking about stuff like that, I tuned out. And then as I've got older, and seeing Thoth and stuff in visions and like different parts of Egypt. And you're like, yeah, I resonate more with the alchemy and stuff.
Yeah. Well, similar to when I went to Bali, right? So I've been trying to question what my healing style is because it's changed so much in the last couple of years. And I've started doing like so it's like I sort of scoop up the energy, I breathe it in, I clap it out, I'm playing with the energy rather than just stood there and just healing your chakras. So it's very different.
Yeah.
And weeks before I went to Bali, this healing technique came up on my phone, and it was a Balinese healing technique called Shakti Murti. And I thought, that's what I'm doing.
Cool.
So maybe I've been, and when I spoke to Marisa, she went, you've lived in Bali in a past life before, you know. So I realised then, I thought, oh, that's what I'm doing. Okay, I can put a name to it now, you know, rather than just going, oh, I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, yeah.
I can actually go, well, it is a Balinese technique. Don't ask me how I know.
Yeah.
I don't have a certificate
Tapped
for that.
into your DNA.
Yeah.
This is another one, like, people who limiting beliefs, like, oh, it's all bollocks. I'm like, if they only say you're using 10% of your DNA, what they call junk DNA is
well, we've got 2 strands DNA. We're meant to have 12.
Yeah.
So what's that other 10 strands?
Yeah.
We
Well,
don't.
that's what they call it, junk DNA.
Ah.
But it's like the way. This is what I find fascinating as a collective consciousness. The only ways that you can tap into them DNA strands is through stress, of good stress, like you're fasting because it turns on the telomeres.
Yeah.
You've got ice baths and stuff.
Okay.
Running and exercising because it thinks you're in a survival mode, so it's turning them on so it can access the data for you to get away.
Wow.
But when we're in fear, it's like
it's off,
constant
isn't it?
fear. They can do. But yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, it's fascinating.
But no, I was gonna. What's the standout weirdest moment whilst walking this path?
Oh, there's a few. There is a few. I've been knocked off my feet by a spirit before. That's happened before. I spoke about that on the last podcast I were on. The weirdest thing is probably when I'm in my healing sometimes, and I'm hang on, I'm gonna just refer back to my my prompt here because I thought that was a really good question as well. Yeah, so I've just accepted that I'm weird. And it's basically who I am now. Mm-hmm. Not to my mates and not to other people who are weird like me. We're all the same, but I've accepted. So many people come in and go, this is going to sound really weird. And I go in, like, trust me, it won't. I've seen it all. You know, from doing Kundalini activations, from doing healings, from channeling and seeing the same vision as somebody, my voice changing when I'm doing a hit, like it's just weird. It's just weird. But whereas before I'd have been, well, no, I wouldn't have been like, that's weird. I'd just been like, oh, this is me. This is me. Accept me as I am. Just loads of weird stuff. Really. Even when we went to Wales, and the land where we were staying. It's like at the bottom of a mountain. Yeah. And this mountain set on fire. I mean, what the fuck? Like, it were like, wait a minute, no. Like, how does a mountain set on fire? And it literally burned the whole night as we were, like, so the mountain was there. Yeah. We were here. And I were like, are we going to have to pack up and go? Like, because there were forest, like, trees. That was the most I mean, it could have been a coincidence, but then I'm thinking,
I don't believe in coincidences.
I don't.
When we went down to Glastonbury to do that vision quest, and it was really hard going down, just because it put a strain on stuff. But when we'd gone down and they lit the fire, and you were looking over at Tor, and 2 rainbows went over, and I was just a nice sensation just went shooting up my spine. I'm like, yeah, I'm where I'm supposed to be. Although it's hard, like, this is where I'm supposed to be.
Yeah. And I think just
And it's for you to know as well.
Yeah.
Like, if they don't want to believe it, they didn't feel it, they didn't experience it.
Yeah.
Like, they're your signs for you.
Yeah.
And don't get frustrated that people don't believe you, because it's
no.
you're just giving your energy up to something.
Exactly. And it's like, even now, you know, like, I feel I've walked into my bedroom, and every single song that reminds me of my mum has come on my playlist, and it were the day before a birthday, and I was just like, you want to dance, don't you? So I just put the tunes on, I turned it up, I've got a picture of my mum on my mirror, and I had a little party for one with my mum, and I fucking knew she wanted, you know, it would build me up, Buttercup, Gloria Gaynor, like, literally every song that reminds me of my mum was on. And similar to, I lost a dear friend, James, this year.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, really shit. And same happened with him, and I'd just gone into bed, and the songs that, you know, it were like Verve, Bittersweet Symphony, Lucky Man, Oasis, like, I was like, you fucking here, aren't you, James? Like, it was just,
Like a little tribute.
yeah, just beautiful. And I feel really privileged and lucky, even though obviously, you know, they're dead and they're not here. I am so lucky that I get to feel them, and I get to, you know, feel their energy and feel the presence when they're around, because not a lot of people do.
No.
So I feel like that, even though it's weird, it's not. It
means something to you.
Yeah.
And then you're letting it relive on our memories, which is, that's a beautiful thing, isn't it? And what we're going to do is, I haven't done... Oh, no, I'm not. What does self-love look like to you?
Okay. Again, I love this question as well, because I'm trying to love myself as I am, and accept myself as I am. And self-love to me is saying no to people. It's about boundaries when it's really difficult with certain friends or family members. Knowing that you would normally bend over backwards for a person because you think that that's love. But self-love is maybe saying no to that person because actually you're exhausted, or you're not really feeling it today. Self-love is about having that bath when you want that bath, you know, and just being really, really kind to yourself. Which I'm working on fiercely at the moment. It's like I say, I am a healer in my job, in my life. I always want to help people. It also comes as a trauma response from people pleasing and not wanting to let people down. But in the meantime, you kind of let yourself down, don't you? So for me, self-love is giving yourself that love, whether that's saying no to a person, whether it's, you know, not answering your phone when you don't really feel like it. It's been that hermit. I remember when I was coming back from Bali, I thought all I want to do is just go into hermit mode and love me. Because I've done a lot of healing and really enjoyed myself and been out there with loads of energies. I know now as well, like, you know, you're not going to get love from anywhere else if you don't love yourself.
Yeah.
And it's massive, that. And I've heard it over years, and I thought, what does that even mean? I love you, I love you, I love you. You know, you put your love into so many friends or partners or whatever it might be, and you just kind of neglect yourself.
Yeah. It's like when they say filling your own cup. Like,
Absolutely.
if you're not filling it, you end up depleted.
Yeah.
And you're not turning up to give the best version of you to anyone else anywhere.
It's like, what's point? So yeah, I am massively working on that at the minute, and I feel like it's only just coming in for me, is that because I have forever felt like if somebody's gonna love you, then you've got to do this or you've got to do that or you've got, you know. Whereas no, actually, you know what? You just got to take time for yourself.
100%.
And that's basically what I feel like.
Fully agree on that.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna do before I do a quick fire round.
Yeah.
And it might be a bit touchy.
Okay.
But when you were speaking at the start about losing your mother and the doctor, and we were talking about love and forgiveness, then you were talking about love and forgiveness. Could you ever forgive that doctor?
I have done.
You have done?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't for a lot of years.
Yeah.
But because in my mind, it was his fault.
Yeah.
Like, and it wasn't. But it was maybe his fault for not referring her, and I could have maybe had a few more years with her.
Yeah.
And as I've grown older, grown older, you know, as time's gone on, I realised, like, if my mum hadn't died, I might have still been stuck in them shitty ways. And it's a bit of a bitter pill to swallow, because I think maybe my mum had to die for me to become a better person. But I also know now what I know, and our souls choose these lives that we live. So she's chosen to die young. For whatever reason that might be, that's up to her soul. It wasn't in my plan for her to go early.
Yeah.
But I understand now. Like, I chose my dad. I chose my mum. I chose my soul. Chose that. And we'll only ever know that when I die and I become a soul again. So, you know, as much as I felt all that anger for that doctor and I blamed him, I now know, I hope that it's not affected anybody else's, you know, mums or health or whatever, which I know there's other people out there that have been let down as well. But again, I feel like that's their story and that's their lessons and, you know, learnings and teachings, which isn't nice. You know, you don't choose to be raped. You don't choose to lose your parent young. You don't choose to be abused as a child, you know, but somewhere down the line, your soul did.
Yeah.
And it's really hard to get your head around that. Yeah. But I also know that when I had an astrology reading once, she says, have you been abused by a male family member? And I was like, how do you know that?
It's written.
It's fucking written in your stars. Yeah. So for whatever that happened to me, and it made me a promiscuous, drug-taking young teenager, think that I were only good for one thing and I've got no self-worth, I know that it's happened to me so I can be this person that I am today.
Yeah.
And nobody asks for that.
No.
Nobody asks for that. But where I'm at now, I do believe that, you know, it all happens for a reason. And
we're just not to understand how the mechanism works. But then I think more of it unravels itself.
Yeah.
Once you've got these characteristics and you've got these attributes of being able to help others, once it starts unraveling, when someone will come up and maybe a younger version of you and you can help them on the way, you're like, that happened for that because I'm now in a position to help. Yeah. But when you're in the thick of it, it's like, why the fuck
Why me? Why me? Why am I being punished?
Yeah.
It's even when I've had, you know, friendships that fall apart or relationships that fall apart or, you know, toxic events that happen to you, you know, you're like, why me? Why me? I get it now. Yeah. I get it. You had to treat me like that so I can, you know, get over it and help other people, and I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
And overcome it, really.
Yeah.
I want to do, a quick fire round, really. So just quick answers. Okay. So, favourite crystal?
Favourite crystal's got to be black tourmaline.
Favourite location?
Bali.
Favourite hobby?
My work. How sad is that? Music, I like music and dancing.
So I'll say that's the same thing. I wouldn't say fun, and then you just went on with that. Summer or winter?
Summer.
Evening or morning? Or did I say it right? Morning or evening?
Yeah. I like all day. Yeah. I didn't think I was a morning person, but I actually like getting up and starting my day. So, but I also like chilling. That's a hard one, actually.
I used to be opposite, and now mine's morning, not evening.
Maybe when we get older, that we like the mornings better because
love sunrise. And I think you get more time to yourself.
Yes.
Like it's quiet.
Morning.
I've swayed you. Sorry.
Yeah. Morning.
Favourite scent?
Smell.
Yeah.
Men's aftershave.
Yeah.
Savage, actually. I love
Savage.
that one. Yeah.
Favourite drink?
What do I like? I like chai tea.
I'm on chai tea.
Yes.
I like chai lattes.
Chai
as well.
lattes,
They're-
yeah,
oh, boy.
yeah.
I gave one to my friend the other day and they were like, they're amazing. I don't know.
They're good,
But I
aren't
tried
they?
to keep them as a treat and not drink
Yeah,
them all
yeah,
the time.
same, yeah.
Otherwise you burn it out. Favourite food?
Ooh, Indonesian, actually. I would say I'm turning into like fresh curries and yeah, now.
Favourite game?
Game. Favourite game. I don't like board games.
You don't like a bit of Ludo?
No, Monopoly. Oh God, kill me now.
No, I don't play Monopoly.
Favourite game. Oh, charades.
Charades.
Yeah,
Favourite medicine?
plants.
Favourite memory?
Oh, it's probably going to be my memories in Bali. To be fair, at the moment, they're really strongly
so
in my
fresh.
mind and fresh, and it was just
Magical.
stunning. Yeah, absolutely magical. Yeah.
Favourite colour?
I was going to say black, but I actually like turquoise.
I had that in mind. You were going to
Did
say
you?
that then,
Yeah.
Favourite animal?
Dogs.
Dogs.
Even though I've got cats, and I do love my cats, your dog looks like my Rosie. I can't believe how much she looks like Rosie. Yeah, probably dogs.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you'd like to add to the listeners?
I'd just like to mention this very special project.
Yeah.
Like, I'm trying to, I don't want to say too much because it's really just in the planning stages at the moment.
Yeah.
But it's been born in Bali, and off the back of pretty much everything we've spoke about today, I want to create a space for people who have been through drink and drug problems and trauma and grief, and give them somewhere to experience holistic and alternative therapies.
Yeah.
Now, I am looking to apply for funding for this because it's a big project that I want to do, and it's something that I'm really, really fucking passionate about. And yeah, I'm really excited about it. I've already sorted my logo, I've sorted my name, I've sorted what I want it to base it around. I want it to be fully funded services for people that have got.
Sounds amazing. You know, you should get in touch with. I had Dean and what is it doing me now? Dean and I can't remember. Dean and Jamie, who I had on recovery runners.
Oh,
They'd
okay.
be really good to get in
Oh,
contact with.
amazing.
In fact, they've just been. I think they were just on news over there as well. They've been in and around places, but they're tapped into that
really?
market already.
Well,
Of,
yeah.
like helping them people and giving them other avenues.
Yes.
Because I guess that's where you're going with it. Is
Yeah.
people who are giving up stuff, they're trying to fill that void and be with like-minded people.
And the thing is, you know, I've been affected by it personally. I've lost friends who were convinced they didn't have a drink problem. God rest his soul. My dad, for one. My ex-boyfriend, who I've been trying to help, he's in the throes of his addiction at the moment. And also giving back to the people who were going through it with him, like the family members, the kids, the friends, you know.
It's a ripple effect, isn't it?
Yeah. So it came to me in a vision in Bali, and I've got two amazing girls that I'm wanting to get involved with as well, who have both got, you know, one friend who lost a son to drugs, another friend who is in recovery herself. I actually want to start going to AA meetings. When I told my dad that, he went, "You're not an alcoholic." I went, "No, I'm not an alcoholic, Dad." I says, "But I've got an issue with drink."
Yeah.
And I want to be, I want to, yeah, that's what I want to do.
I'll tell you what, you can run 5K next time. I haven't actually been down to theirs. I want to go to Recovery Runners.
Okay.
I think they do a Sunday it'll be perfect timing.
Yeah.
Over next month because Archie's not going to be playing football on a Sunday
Okay.
morning. I'll go with you.
Would you?
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be
And I'll introduce
amazing.
you because I've been
Thank you.
saying that I need to go down.
Oh,
So
do you know?
I'll text you down and meet 'em.
I'd love that, Craig. Honestly, it like my business, the Crystal Booth. I'm very passionate because obviously it was born from pain and misery and hurt and anger, to give people who were on their spiritual journey somewhere to go and some guidance. This for me now is something that I am so fucking passionate about, and I've been in the throes of it. I want to be able to offer a free service because obviously we can't all pay for healing. I get that. And I want to give something back. And if that means, opening my space up to hold free sessions, I'm going to do a lot more training because I want to do more trauma-informed training. I want to get some, proper people involved that want to help and be part of it as well, because I think in every one of us in some way or another have been affected by trauma, grief, loss or addiction.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
So I'm just...
No, that's amazing news.
And it's I'm really excited about it, and like I say, I'm also very excited to go get my camper van, take my healings and offerings to people who can't quite make it to Halo. Like, it's big things for me next year, and I'm just really want to concentrate on this project and make it happen.
Yes.
So I would be grateful of any assistance for that, and
100%.
any advice, and if anybody wants to get involved, or like I say, it's in the very early stages at the moment, but I'm really super excited about it.
No, so thank you very much for coming on, Angela.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers.